Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Zealous, and welcome to a new series that I'm gonna start to try to upload. I think I'm gonna call it Prophet's Picks, but essentially, I'm just gonna talk, more so ramble, about different things I like. Doesn't necessarily have to be games or anything of that matter. But for this video, I would like to start by talking about Supermarket Sim and why I think Megastore Simulator is a much better alternative to that game. Now, I know a lot of people have heard of Supermarket Sim. It's definitely the more known one for sure. A lot of people played it. I think Kaseo was one of them as well. But after playing about 40 hours of both, give or take 50 into Megastore, and I would have to say that I wholeheartedly do think that Megastore is just almost an upgrade in every way. But let's get into that. I'll have some background footage of my Megastore playthrough, nothing crazy. But let me start by what I think is good about Supermarket Sim. One, the open world, the semi-open world is very interesting. It's a very interesting way to keep people interested and out of the supermarket because it does definitely grow stale and dull. I mean, I think almost every game like this tends to run in that problem. You have to have a certain itch to want to play these, and I definitely need a certain itch to want to play something like this. But Supermarket Sim definitely has some very satisfying elements to it. And one of which, as I was just saying, is the open world. The being able to deliver is very fun. It does get a little tedious, especially when you get 7-8 orders back to back to back. But you know that you take what you can get. But the vehicles is another pretty cool feature of that as well. That falls into the delivery aspect as well, and also that also plays into the wholesale stores, which is just another reason why I enjoy the open world. You can buy most base game products at 50% off. That is definitely the best way to make profit in that game, above and beyond. But it definitely takes a bit to get to that point. I don't even think it's really viable unless you get the truck, but that's besides all that. Another positive note I'd like to say is that it's very straightforward. It's very simple and easy to get into the groove of Supermarket Sim. And there's just something about the stalking in it that is very satisfying. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Just scratches that certain itch. But now, let me talk about why I think it's not as good. So, one of the big reasons people will say that they prefer it over Megastore without, any shadow of doubt would be the multiplayer. And I can 110% get that. That is a whole reason I got Supermarket Sim myself, was to play with my buddy Gucci. And, even if it has multiplayer, that does not mean it's good. And it's quite egregious when it comes to its multiplayer. There's a lot of stalker bugs, consistency bugs with the shelves. It gets very old very quickly, and you will constantly, this is at least in my case, you will constantly see the unstable connection. It's almost as if you never have a stable connection to the internet. And the people that are playing on your save with you are probably going to suffer if you don't have a strong enough PC or internet to keep up with it, which is odd to say for a game of that caliber, but you know. Uh, Getting on to this, let's talk about the stalking issues with this game as well, because I already kind of brushed onto that. Now, the stalkers are not good in Supermarket Sim. They take one box at a time. Supposedly, a lot of the bugs have been fixed, so I'm not going to mention the one egregious one, but I will say that there was this one bug that kept popping up very frequently, and that bug was when you would remove labels off of the shelves. If you remove certain labels while the stalkers were working on their shelves, they would completely stop working. And then it was a matter of luck and chance to get them to start stalking again. I had read a couple guides, people commenting on Reddit and shit about just go and restart your game, quit out, load back in. Nothing worked. I even tried restarting my PC. Very odd bug, very annoying bug though, and that was not my favorite thing by far. But on to probably the most controversial reason of the game that a lot of people know of are the DLCs. I'm gonna just list off each of the DLCs and their price. We have the electronics DLC at $1.99, the hardware DLC at $1.99, the bakery DLC at $6.99, the ice cream DLC at $6.99, the essentials DLC at $1.99, clothing at $1.99, and vending machines at $4.99. Now, the only one that is sitting at positive, I last checked, was vending machines, and that one I can understand for it being the most creative out of the DLCs. It lets you put vending machines around the map. You can stock whatever you want in them. Well, not whatever you want, what you would expect of snack items. But you can, experiment and see where you make the most money. And that is interesting. Not $5 interesting, though. And the price for the rest of these is almost insulting when compared to Megastore, because Megastore already has bakery in it. It already has a bunch of the electronics in it. It has a lot of the essentials in it and clothing as well. And talking on bakery and the ice cream DLC, the AI is quite egregious in these. So that of which of the bakery being the worst. Last I remember, they would only bake one item at a time. Very annoying. I'm sure you guys can imagine why. But I'm sure a lot of people would agree that these are products that should have been included in the base game. But, people will also say you got to make your money. So, I could go either way on that. But that's definitely one of my points. But moving past Supermarket Sim, now let me talk about Megastore Sim and why I think it's better. Now, keep in mind that Supermarket Sim is technically fully released. It is now at 1.3 as I'm making this video. And Megastore Sim is at 4.4.6, and they are about to get another update about cold storage, which looks quite interesting. But moving on, my favorite thing about Megastore Sim was how much thought they put into the AI and the workers, and it shows. The stalkers, they can take multiple boxes at any time, so they're stalking multiple things. Awesome. I mean, I'm sure anyone in Supermarket Sim would think that's just like a godsend because of how annoying that can be in that game when they're constantly trying to stock the same item and they only have one box. You can also choose when they restock the exact percentage. Just another reason. And just to add a little personal touch onto your store, many of the employees have different stats and their different pay rates as well. So you can really optimize or get like a exactly as you want store, which just adds that nice little just added touch of personality. Another reason that this game really stands out to me is the actual building itself. So a lot of these games, they will just have you expand one wall, then another wall, and then so on and so forth. What makes Megastore so interesting is that you do that as well, but you also have your second floor. Such a cool thing to have, especially when you play a lot of these games that don't have something like that. Just being able to really customize and flesh out your Megastore just adds more to that touch of the game, and it just makes it very, very, very much more enjoyable to play. And as I was saying, this goes back into the stalker system, but with your stalking, you get to buy a platform cart, which lets you carry many boxes at a given time. Awesome. Such a good item to have. I wouldn't be surprised if Supermarket Sim takes a note out of this. You know, I can't wholeheartedly blame them. But that alone was enough of a reason for me to even want to make this video, and that is why I am currently sitting here talking to you guys now. But besides all of this, I don't have too much more to say. All I have to say really is give Megastore a try, and Supermarket Sim is not inherently a bad game, but when compared to Megastore, I do think Megastore outshines it in many, many ways. So definitely give it a shot if it even seems interesting, you guys. If you happen to like this video, leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And stick around for more of the Prophet's ramblings. Thank you, guys.